reveal in today's video will be a game changer, and I guarantee will help lower your scores. And in my opinion, every golfer has the ability to improve using just this one golf club. And it's the perfect time of year to sort this out.
Now, no matter what level of golf we are, we all miss greens in regulation, but the difference between the low handicapper and the rest is their ability to get up and down, as you can see from this shot scope data. Yeah, that's right, on average a 15 handicapper only hits 4 greens in regulation per round. And you think that's scary? The most important area of the game for most club golfers is from 100 yards in. That is the scoring zone, and that's where you can make a big difference to your scorecard at the end of a round. So with the help of some more data from ShotScope, you can see that that 15 handicapper only hits 1 in 2 greens from 100 yards in, which for me was quite a scary number. Now the question is, how do we improve on that number? And more importantly, how do we not overcomplicate that process in increasing our greens in reg from 100 yards in? And one club is all that's required to make that number come tumbling down. So the first part of this process is recognizing a club that we can swing comfortably and cover that 100 yards and in distance. And for me, that's a 54 wedge. So modern driving ranges such as this at Chester and North Wales Golf Academy with TrackMan they're just invaluable. Because what we're doing is we're setting up that target of 100 yards. You're going to pick that club that covers, it doesn't matter what it is, 8 iron, 7 iron, pitching wedge, whatever. I've got the luxury of using this indoor facility down at Chester North Wales Golf Academy, and what I've done is exactly the same thing. I've hit a number of balls continuously. We hit 14 before I was comfortable with establishing a carry distance of an average 101 yards. Now in there we had sort of, what's the shortest ball? 96. Longest ball being 106. So there are some variables in there, but on average I'm covering 101 yards with my 54-degree wedge. So I've got that covered, and this is where we're starting to use these few props to make a note of that number and how this will become such an important piece of information when you're out on the golf course. Right, first key piece of information is taped to my golf club, which is going to come hugely important when I'm out on a golf course. Yes, I think I know all of my wedge distances, but then when you sort of times that out by possibly 3 or 4 wedges, what you're about to add to this is going to give you a whole lot easier access to information. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down, and you'll see me hitting what is my half swing now with this 54-degree wedge. So I'm going down the opposite end of the spectrum, and I want to see what sort of distance I'm covering with my half swing. Now logically, a half swing should be in and around 50 yards. So what we did was, after a number of shots, 10 in this case, I was comfortable. We got an average that I was comfortable with. It was 48.5 yards, and my shortest being, well, it's 47.1, longest being 51.3. So we've got a 3-yard dispersion. So I'm happy my half swing is averaging in and around 50 yards. So you guessed it, that's the next number I'm going to apply onto my golf club like we've just done. And then, you all know where this is going, we then go into that 3/4 swing. And what I'm really pleased at is, from my own sort of consistency levels, we achieved again exactly what you'd expect, which is 75 yards for a 3/4 swing. What you'll also notice is a couple of shots thrown in that I hit 86 yards. I think there was 2 when I was trying to execute a 3/4 swing. And this is a really good learning process as well, because what you realise is being able to control your wedge and execute the shot that's intended is hugely important. 86 yards makes a huge difference and possibly misses a green. So being able to practice a half, a 3/4 and a full swing with the same wedge is hugely important in making sure you get those scores absolutely crashing down. Trust me, if you can improve your greens in reg from 100 yards in, then you've got a huge chance of reducing your handicap. So you guessed it, we're going to have 3 numbers that are on this club. My 54 wedge, full swing goes 100 yards, 3/4 swing, it goes 75, and a half swing, it goes 50. And I've got access to those numbers as soon as I grab the club out the bag, and a great visual reminder. Now this is a great exercise for a number of reasons. Yes, we've got some yardages drilled in, but by using things like TrackMan and TrackMan Range, you'll see things like this, which is a dispersion chart, and I can see that I have a tendency to pull a lot of my wedges left of the green. So that's something that I can then work on within my own swing. So I've talked about this being a great drill. It's a great exercise. We've done a lot of videos that are all about one club is needed to make your game better, to lower your handicap. And I firmly believe that by concentrating on just one club, then you can actually do that. So whether that be driver, whether that be something that helps you in the longer end of the game, we've talked about hybrids, and then we then talk about the short end of the game and working on one wedge to start with and getting some numbers drilled down is a real effective and efficient way of lowering your handicap. And then of course you can always expand this out. If you want to, and probably do, carry more than one wedge, then go through exactly the same exercise and understand how far you hit each of those wedges with full 3/4 and half swing. A lot of those numbers then will sort of carry over. You'll have a couple of clubs that you can hit 75 yards. Then you've got to judge what type of ball flight you want, and then that'll be the reason as to why you select one wedge over the other. But by having all that information at hand, not just registered in your head, which in coming down 18 and you've got a bit of a score together, the pressure's starting to mount, you don't have to recall those distances. You can pick up one of your wedges and you zap your number, you've got 75 in, and you decide, well, I've got to play either a 3/4 54 or I might have to play a half swing with a 50. You've got some choices to make depending on your confidence with each of those clubs in hand. But a great drill and one club that can make a huge difference if used correctly and if practiced with correctly. It will, I guarantee, lower your scores and reduce your handicap. I hope you enjoyed that one, something a little bit different and something that I've been personally working on in this last 12 months or so to help lower my scores, and clearly from the dispersion needs some more work, and that's what I'll continue to do. Right, as ever, thank you for watching. Give me your feedback down in the comment section down below, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.
it.